The Primest presents. Iraq is oil-rich, but the country is plagued by poverty after decades of war, droughts, and desertification. Adding more to the disaster is the fact that the river, which is said to have watered the biblical Garden of Eden, is found to be slowly drying up. Drought in the Euphrates River has been a phenomenon with a lot of religious backing. However, when the Bible says particular things will happen, it doesn't tell if it's due to nature or because of man's politics or industry. They happen. One of Western Asia's most essential and longest rivers is the Euphrates. It originates in Turkey and travels through the southeast mountains and southern foothills of the area before flowing into Syria and Iraq, and a variety of vegetation before emptying into the Persian Gulf. Even though centuries of human occupancy and activity have drastically degraded the terrain, some remnants of the old vegetation in the Euphrates basin remain. Images taken along the Euphrates banks show that a sizable portion of the river has dried up. Pictures of Syria's second-largest dam on the Euphrates River reveal that the river's flows have substantially fallen. The waters flowing into Iraq and Syria are mostly shut off by the Turkish state, exploiting the Euphrates as a weapon against Syrians for years. Syria is meant to get 500 cubic meters of water per second from Turkey, according to the 1987 agreement between the governments of Damascus and Ankara. The occupying state, however, does not uphold the deal and is currently only supplying 200 cubic meters of water each second. On the land, the detrimental impacts of the receding waters are evident. For example, the water levels in Syria's dam lakes have declined due to the water restrictions, and so have the region's electrical supply and production. Along the river, rice and wheat fields have turned into baked dirt. Canals have dwindled to shallow streams, and fishing boats sit on dry land. Pumps meant to feed water treatment plants dangle pointlessly over brown puddles. On top of that, the Euphrates River's banks are losing agricultural land. Most critically, it's become harder to access drinking water. The consequences for one's health are grave. According to the Autonomous Administration of North and East Syria, the Euphrates River water reduction policy of the Turkish government will put 9 million Syrians living near the river at risk of humanitarian catastrophes. The international community and human rights organizations are implored by the Dams Administration of North and East Syria to put an end to the aggressive acts of the Turkish state. The poor suffer more acutely, but all strata of society are feeling the effects, including sheiks, diplomats, and even members of parliament who retreat to their farms after weeks in Baghdad. In Iraq, there is a severe drought. The rain-fed North's wheat and barley plantings are down by about 95% from average, and the East's citrus and date palm groves are dry. The reservoirs have been drying for the past 2 years due to much below-average rainfall. The American officials expect that this year's wheat and barley production will be a little over half of what it was 2 years ago. It is a problem that jeopardizes the foundation of Iraq's identity, including its past as the world's largest exporter of dates, the source of barley for German beer, and the nation that takes patriotic pleasure in its pricey Anbar rice. Iraq is more than just an area between two rivers. Now, grain imports into Iraq are increasing. Farmers along the Euphrates River lament that they might have to switch from Anbar rice to less expensive types. Although officials claim they have become more frequent in recent years, droughts are not uncommon in Iraq. However, the Euphrates and its larger, healthier sibling, the Tigris, are being choked by more than just drought. The Turkish and Syrian governments are the most commonly mentioned offenders. Iraq is a country downstream, but has access to an abundance of water. According to Iraqi water officials, there are at least 7 dams on the Euphrates in Turkey and Syria. Since no treaties or agreements exist, the Iraqi government is left to beg its neighbors for water. Besides troublesome neighbors and Iraqi misuse of Euphrates waters, climate change has played a pivotal role in river degradation. Extreme heat waves have resulted in rivers ending up dry. Similar happenings are also found across multiple parts of the world, and the UN highlighted the severe threats Mediterranean is bound to face. In the end, we would like to conclude that the shrinking of the Euphrates, a river so crucial to the birth of civilization that the Book of Revelation prophesied its drying up as a sign of the end times, has caused a lot of alarms to go red. global communities must align together to find a promising solution to this problem. It is time for us to sign off. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to our channel as we will be back with more knowledgeable content. Until then, peace!